Lewis Hamilton claim rejected as Ferrari chief hits back. It would be completely wrong. Hamilton spoke for the final time before he jets off to Australia to reveal Mercedes' biggest fear. The Brit thinks Ferrari are a substantial half a second faster than the Silver Arrows. The claim came after Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc continued to set the pace during the 8 days of testing in Barcelona. However, new Ferrari chief Binotto says the five-time world champion has got his calculations wrong. "I'm happy to know that Hamilton believes we are faster," Binotto explained. "I believe they are very strong. I believe that Mercedes will be very, very strong in Australia, and I think it would be completely wrong to think we are faster than them. I'm not expecting them to be behind us. I think they will be very, very close." Earlier in the day Hamilton expressed his worry in his final media briefing. "I think the gap, to Ferrari, is potentially half a second," Hamilton said. "But we don't know because everyone has different engine modes and fuel loads. It will be 4 races before we really know where we stand. The last couple of days have been particularly good, we have been improving every day. There's no reward for being quick in testing. Ferrari are the fastest. This is going to be the toughest battle yet. Ferrari's pace is very, very good at the moment. The challenge is going to be harder than ever." Next news: Lewis Hamilton sympathizes with fans over terrible F1 issue ahead of new season. Just one race will be shown on free-to-air TV this season, with Channel 4 set to broadcast the British Grand Prix. Sky Sports have held exclusive rights to broadcast all Formula One races since 2016. Channel 4 initially held an agreement to show 10 live races a year. However, that has been cut down to 1 for the upcoming season. It comes despite Hamilton's first World Championship win in Brazil in 2008 being seen by 8.9 million people on free-to-air. Hamilton's 5th world title win was seen by just 1.28 meters people on Sky in comparison. And the Brit has sympathized with fans, knowing how much people pay to follow the sport. "I didn't know those numbers, Hamilton. That sounds terrible from a business point of view. That's definitely not cool. I remember growing up and turning on BBC and watching Grand Prix, it was awesome. I don't currently understand that pay TV situation, but it's not my job to come up with the answers for that. But I do understand because it's bloody expensive nowadays with everything you have in a home, with all your insurance and all the things you do end up paying, and then on top of it you've got to pay for TV, and for a TV license, it's ridiculous. So I can understand it. I'm pretty sure that number's not going to change because the economy, it's difficult times for everyone. It is a shame that the fans are not getting to see as much, because the more people you have at a Grand Prix, the more atmosphere. It's the fans that make the sport what it is, so the more you almost block them or deter them, the worse the business is going to be for the people that own it. But again, it's nothing to do with me. I've just got to arrive, and when the fans do come or the people I do get to meet at the races, I just try to utilize that opportunity to connect with them. This year's F1 season gets underway in Melbourne with the Australian Grand Prix on March 17th. Next news: Lewis Hamilton reveals worrying truth of how far Mercedes are behind Ferrari. Mercedes have been left in the wake of Ferrari and Red Bull during testing in Barcelona. But they are using the 8th and final day to check out their single lap pace to fully analyze the situation. Hamilton thinks there is a substantial gap between his vehicle and title rival Sebastian Vettel. And he reckons the Silver Arrows may not know the full details of the deficit until the Spanish Grand Prix in May. "I think the gap, to Ferrari, is potentially half a second," Hamilton said. But we don't know because everyone has different engine modes and fuel loads. It will be 4 races before we really know where we stand. Hamilton has been happy with how his Mercedes has performed during testing. But he feels this year's World Championship battle could be one of the toughest he has faced. The last couple of days have been particularly good, we have been improving every day, he added. There's no reward for being quick in testing. Ferrari are the fastest. This is going to be the toughest battle yet. Ferrari's pace is very, very good at the moment. The challenge is going to be harder than ever. The 2019 F1 season gets underway in Australia on March 17th. Next news: Fernando Alonso, Stoffel Vandoorne reveals McLaren problem he had due to former F1 star. Alonso called time on his career in the sport last November following the conclusion of a bitterly disappointing 2018 season. The campaign was his 4th since returning to McLaren in 2015 and his 2nd with Vandoorne next to him in the garage. The Spaniard was able to get the better of his former teammate despite his struggles, finishing 5 places better off than the Belgian in the drivers' standings. And was shown the door over the winter as McLaren started afresh with Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris behind the wheel. McLaren announced this week that is returning to the fold in an ambassadorial role. Vandoorne, meanwhile, is facing a season testing with Mercedes and competing for HWA Racelab in Formula E. Vandoorne has now pointed the finger at Alonso, suggesting his presence at McLaren cost him the chance to shine. Yes, Alonso told, when asked if he suffered because of McLaren's focus on Alonso. Unfortunately, I have never been able to tell 99% of what happened. Vandoorne's 16th place finish in last season's standings was an exact repeat of how he fared the year before. And the former GP2 champion admitted life at motorsport's top level was tough going. It was not always easy, Vandoorne said. Actually, it was very difficult. My motorsport career went almost perfectly up until Formula 1. I won almost every championship I took part in. The timing at McLaren was probably not the best because the car has not been good for several years. Unfortunately, they were not the best years in my career. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to share and subscribe to your channel to get the latest sports news around the world. Wished health and success. Goodbye.